Hello, and welcome back to Esports Update. Last episode, we took a look at the League of Legends World Championships in the play-in phase, where 12 teams faced off against each other in a round-robin style tournament for 4 spots in the group phase. Now that we're in the group phase and one weekend of competition has passed, the concrete is beginning to set on the teams to watch and look out for once the quarterfinals begin. In this episode, we're going to be going over the teams that impressed us, some teams that have some great stories to tell, and the ones to look out for in the second half of the group phase. In addition to that, we're going to be looking at another esport that has been very popular for the last 7 years, one that I think you guys will definitely enjoy: Rocket League. After the first 4 days of competition, the 4 teams in each of the groups played one another in a round-robin format. These are the current standings of each group. Let's take some time to highlight some teams to watch and stories of the week. In Group A, this is some of the toughest competition we've seen so far. A 3-way tie between Korea's T1, Europe's Fnatic, and China's Edward Gaming Hyken have 2-1 each. North America's Cloud9 is a big surprise, sitting at 0-3, especially since C9 is one of the most popular North American teams in the region, and many pick them to be quite good in this group stage. Fnatic has risen from the play-ins to defeating T1, one of the best Korean teams in history, proving that the European region is here to play.
Poppy interrupts him, and Upset sends him to his grave. T1 have 4, and they're against 5 in a Baron. Carrier just drops, gets nothing done. Diego neither, and Fnatic continue. European domination. They're gonna get absolutely everyone. Faker just drops again, as Fnatic go to a 7-0 start at Worlds.
T1's mid laner, Faker, also reached a significant milestone in his long career, playing and winning his 100th game in Worlds, continuing his dominance across every era in League of Legends.
72-28. That is the win-loss record of Faker at the World Championship.
In Group B, Chinese team JDG Intel cruised to a 3-0 record, with only Dongwon Kia from Korea close behind. European team G2 Esports took down North America's Evil Geniuses, who ended up going winless on the weekend along with Cloud9. G2 was able to fight back valiantly against Dongwon Kia and JDG Intel, but were unable to secure wins against either of the Asian powerhouses.
Forward as well. The Weavers will block them all. And the on-call is massive yet again, and the resets are now starting to come through. Yagaba's down. He's doing so much damage, and the resurrection does not seem to matter whatsoever. There is the 7 damage, and JDG, they might just win right here. And Hope will mow them all down.
In Group C, European team Rogue is showing dominance over Korean DRX and Chinese Top Esports, taking huge victories off both highly ranked teams. DRX was able to defeat Top, sending them to 3rd place. Only GAM Esports from Vietnam was unable to secure a win, and they look to bounce back next week.
Go for the Lee Sin. Depth low, flash to safety. Juhan low, doesn't die either. Gale Force does not find the kill. Odoamne wants to walk forward. The head tech. Dragon slows them. Locked down. Kingan running for his life. Comp wants it. The shot's still coming through, and he gets them. 9-4 in the scoreboard. A rampage now, 4 in a row. And they're gonna get the second dragon of the game for Rogue. Massive fight for Rogue.
Finally, Group D has a surprise team at the top, with Royal Never Give Up from China topping the group at 3-0, the only team from the play-in tournament to be undefeated. Korean team Gen.G and Hong Kong-based team CTBC Flying Oysters are fighting for second place with some fantastic plays from Gen.G, keeping them in the running.
Here comes Xiao. Oh, looking to watch out. Ruler goes golden, stops the out from disengaging. Toby waiting over the wall. The Sand Soldiers, how much work can they do? Toby looking to be the difference maker. Xiao now taken down, but no, Gallo! Monster damage from the Graves and the Aphelios. RNG slaughter Gen.G in the fight.
Xiao bought so much time, but the second wave...
North American team 100 Thieves also remains winless, making North America the only major region without a single win. The major regions are North America, Europe, China, and Korea. China has 2 teams that are undefeated, so they are going to be the region to watch.
Ruler in a 1v2, still coming out on top. Gen.G, the last fights were so close, but they are slaughtering 100 Thieves in their own jungle. FBI running for the hills. He gets the blast cone out, but Doran a hook shot, a wall dive, a flash to follow, and a fancy finish.
Really clean mechanics there for the execution onto FBI.
As the second half of the group stage begins on Thursday, be sure to check out Rogue, Royal Never Give Up, and JDG Intel to keep their leads. Don't miss any matches between the teams in Group A. Only 8 will move on, so this week will be very important. After just one half of the group stage, teams are already surprising us in good and bad ways. It's really looking to be a fantastic World Championships. Of course, League of Legends isn't the only esport to be holding a major tournament at this time. Just last weekend, the Rocket League Championship Series Fall Split just started, with teams all over the world competing for spots in the World Championship Open. For that, let's take a look at exactly what Rocket League is and how it's played.
It's going to be over to Kano! It's almost in! Bottom scored! The shot unanswered from Kano! All season long, he has support from Turbo. And he won't let up now. 4 seconds left.
NRG need this immediately. They've got the kick off in their favor. Kano tries to clear. It is almost there. It just has to hit the floor. Violet Panda puts it a long way. And it's almost there. Justin keeps it alive. Turbo Apostle there. Bounces
Into the corner.
NRG still around. Justin is there for the shot.
Justin! Justin!
This is Rocket League.
Rocket League is a sports-based game developed by Psyonix in 2015 and is now owned by Epic Games, the developer and creator of Fortnite Battle Royale. The game is described by the developers as, quote, soccer but with rocket-powered cars, which is a very simple yet accurate description of the game. In a typical competitive match, 2 teams of 3 players control the rocket-powered cars in an attempt to hit a large soccer ball into their opponent's goal, using bursts of speed and aerial tricks off the ceiling and walls of the arena to score in style. After 5 minutes of play or an unlimited sudden victory overtime period if necessary, the team with the most goals wins the game.
Wild9, unable to take it, but Squishy now with a daily shot. He puts it through. He's been going for this stuff all season, and he pulls it off here in the most clutch moments. The player to invent the shot himself is able to get the delayed front flip.
Rocket League is a very simple yet engaging esport to watch and get into, especially since it is similar to a well-known traditional sport. During this seasonal split and leading into the Summer World Championships, check in on one of the streams for a beginner-friendly and flashy esport.
Backward, a second touch from Kutzer. Oh my God, take Kutzer! And Kutzer, 4-foot side tactics, always coming out clutch. Will grab themselves a win to move themselves forward.
That's all for today's episode of Newhouse Esports Update. In the next episode, we'll be going over the second half of the group stage in the League of Legends World Championships, as well as taking a more in-depth look at what the Rocket League Fall Split will look like. In addition to that, I'm excited to announce that we'll be introducing a co-host to this show. I can't wait to bring more esports content to you guys, and you don't want to miss the next upload.